Okay, alright. Hi, a very good afternoon. So today my group and I are going to be presenting about our group assignment. So before we begin, I'd like to introduce my group members first, which is me, Lakwinder, Sunny, Dansin, and so Sichin. So now let's begin our presentation. So for our international expansion, the company that we have chosen is basically Mami. Mami is basically a company that was founded in 1971 by Pang Hin Juan, like you can see, Pang Hin, but you can see over there, they managed to gain their popularity by selling their instant noodles. So from that, they managed to expand their brand widely into various different types of products. It can be from beverages, it can be from noodles, from snacks, chips, and various other things. And that is why, with over 50 years of operations, they have managed to expand their business to 100 over locations, includes Asia, Middle East, and certain Europe countries as well. So next slide, please. So moving on, since I've mentioned that Mami have various different products, so if we have choose only one particular single product for their expansion to internationally, which is basically Mami's Mr. Potato. So why we've chosen the product is basically there are various different reasons. So first thing first is basically it's Mami's flagship product, for example, where it's basically one of the best selling products in Mami's company, and it's like there's no doubt if they expand internationally, they will always succeed. They can get a better competitive advantage. So on top of that, there's also going to be a high demand of global potato chips as well. You can see over here, where with this, Mami can basically gain a better competitive advantage, where they know that their business or their product is basically going to be successful, because as you can see, they're going to be revenue of 52 billion, while their market is going to grow. And on top of that, their product strengths is basically where their potato chips have various different flavors. So with these various different flavors, they have localization potential. So with the localization potential basically means is that, like, let's say they're expanding to Spain, for example. So they can introduce Mediterranean flavors, they can introduce cheese flavors, for example, like Spanish people love cheese, Spanish people like yogurt and stuff like that. So they can introduce this type of flavors for their Mr. Potato. So next please. So moving on towards the country's expansion. So the country that we have chosen is Spain. The reason why we have chosen Spain is because there's also a couple of reasons. First thing first is basically their strong economical growth and also their developed market. So it's basically, as a business, people want to expand their business to a country that is strongly developed, not a country that is not developed or not a country that is not strong. So Spain is a strong country. That is why Mami can expand to them, and they know that they will be successful and the company will not let them down. On top of that, their strategic advantage as well also. First thing first is basically Spain is basically one of the largest European Union in the country, or basically entire world. So with this, they'll get like a gateway and like basically a clear map for them to enter different European countries. It can be France, can be Italy, can be Germany, and many other countries like this. On top of that, they also have a strong snack market inside in Spain as well also, where we are witnessing going to be until 2030. It's going to witness a strength, like a high demand of snacks. So basically, Mami is a form of snacks, we can say. So if like they expand to Spain, they will be highly beneficial as well for them towards the business lah. So now that's my part. I'll give it to my representative. Thank you.
Thank you lah. And now I'd like to present about the factor for Mami expansion of Mr. Potato in Spain. Starting with the political factor, where the Spain is currently facing a rising government intervention in public health issue. This is due to the increased obesity rate caused by the unhealthy food diets and the high consumption of ultra-processed food. So in response, the government has strengthened its intervention through the NNOS strategy to promote the healthier lifestyle across the population. This is also further supported by the stricter regulations like the bans on unhealthy food advertising to children under 16 years old across TV, digital platforms, and influencers. So this environment creates an opportunity where Mami can consider to adopt healthier product innovations, like using the hot air frying technology in Mr. Potato chip to reduce the oil content of the potato chip. So, however, it also creates a threat where the advertising restriction can limit the Mami brand visibility and reduce the marketing effectiveness. In the long term, the anti-obesity policy can even suppress the demand for high-fat snack of the Mr. Potato. Next is the economic factor, where the economic condition in Spain is driven by the frustrated inflation and the rising cost of living that can affect the consumer purchasing power. So the external shocks like the post-pandemic supply disruption, energy price volatility, and the war in Ukraine can push the inflation rate to reach a peak of 10.8% in 2022 before easing to 1.9% in 2025. Therefore, despite this this moderation, the living cost in Spain remained high at around $1,642 per month. From an opportunity perspective, Mami can introduce a smaller and more affordable pack size like as shown in this picture to attract the budget-conscious consumer. But from a threat perspective, the inflation rate and the cost of living can make the Spanish consumer to be more price sensitive, and this will be difficult for the imported products like Mr. Potato to expand to the Spain when competing with their local brands. Next. So for the social factor, there are a strong snacking culture in Spain, where the Spanish consumer prefer ready-to-eat processed snacks, and their snack choice are driven by pleasure and sensory appeal rather than a purely nutritional considerations. This is further reinforced by the cultural importance of potato chips, or called patatas fritas in Spain, which are deeply embedded in the daily life or being consumed during their leisure activity. So this creates an opportunity where Mami can position Mr. Potato as flavorful, enjoyable and convenient snack in the social occasion like gatherings, football viewing and casual snacking. While from a threat perspective, the local brands in Spain already dominate the indulgent snack segment, and the preferences for high-fat snacks will conflict with the health regulation as we mentioned before in the political factor. So Mami should adopt a dual strategy like offering both indulgent flavors and air-fried options to capture a wider range of consumers. So for technological factor, it is driven by the rapid digital transformations, especially for social media marketing. So the market is video first and mobile centric, with TikTok and Instagram leading user engagement. And the Instagram has become the fastest growing platform, where showing a 54.3% increase in its usage rate, and 46% of the users use it for the purchase decision. So from an opportunity perspective, Mami can leverage a target-based campaign on Instagram Reels and TikTok to direct influence their purchase behavior. And this is more effective when it aligns with the peak mobile usage in Spain, like during late afternoon and evening, showing the importance of real-time and the mobile optimized marketing campaigns. So a key threat lies in the intense competition and content saturation across this platform, where this can make Mami more difficult to stand out, and they should integrate their own brand identity like Mr. Potato's signature flavor profile and Malaysian heritage with the authentic Spanish language content. Next. So for the legal factor, Spain has enforced a comprehensive legal framework. So for example, the labeling regulation requires all information of the product must be presented in Spain, while the Royal Decree 126/2015 set the detailed standards including transparency in product claims, disclosure on allergens and disclosures, and minimum labeling standards to ensure consumer protection. While this creates an opportunity, if Mami can ensure full compliance and consistency, it can enhance its consumer trust, and the compliance can facilitate the smoother regulatory approval and faster access to retail distribution channel. However, from a trust perspective, the labeling regulation can force Mami to translate and reformat and reclaim the Mr. Potato of their product, and this can increase the upfront cost and delay the market entry in Spanish launch. So finally, moving on to the environmental factor, the sustainability is become important in the food packaging industry, supported by the Spain's national climate strategy and the European Green Deal. This is further reinforced by the growth of eco-friendly materials, when with the compostable packaging market valued at $0.8 million in 2024 and projected to reach $1.4 million in 2030 with a CAGR of 9.2%. So this creates an opportunity where Mami can transition to biodegradable, recyclable and compostable materials like plant-based bioplastic and fiber-based alternatives. So by positioning as eco-friendly Mr. Potato, it can enhance their brand image as well as become a competitive advantage to them. So for the trade perspective, if Mami still rely on traditional plastic packaging, it can face waste management challenge, negative consumer perception, as well as reduced access to retailers who prioritize the sustainable product. So in conclusion, Spain country has bring both opportunity and threat to Mami. So the success will depend on how the company can adapt to these factors. And that's all for my part. I'll pass this to Sunny.
Right. Thank you, Dancing. And I'm Sunny, and I'll be presenting on the competitor analysis. So since we are trying to target the country of Spain, There are three main competitors currently in Spain already. One of them are Grafusa, secondly Grupo Apex, and thirdly is Fit Ravage. So let's take a look at Mummy's Mr. Potato first. So Mummy's Mr. Potato was founded in 1992, and it is sold in more than 80 countries, mainly in Singapore, Thailand, and Indonesia. And their packaging are bright, modern, and high visual branding. Their pricing is around 2 ringgit 90 cents to 7 ringgit 80 cents per pack if you choose to buy their family packages. And their target markets are mainly teens, young adults, and families that are around the age of 18 to 35 that are living in urban areas, and they are also snack lovers and price sensitive people. So secondly is Grafusa. Grafusa is mainly selling seeds, sunflower seeds, which is a more it targets a more health awareness people. So they are an established brand in Spanish with a strong local loyalty, and their packaging is simple snack packs with resealable formats, and their pricing is around 4 ringgit to 10 ringgit after converting to Malaysian ringgit, of course, which is around a mid-range pricing. And their target market is, of course, mainly at health-conscious consumers at the age of around 18 to 45, and also local consumers in Spain. Thirdly, we have Grupo Apex, which works. Their concept of Grupo Apex is something like Mummy. They are a multi-brand group targeting youth markets, such as Mummy with Mr. Potato, Mummy's Maggie, whereas they have their different brandings of products as well. So their packagings are fun, colorful, and youth-oriented packaging. And their pricing is around 2 ringgit to 8 ringgit, which is the budget to mid-range pricing. And their main target group are kids, teens, families, and around the age of 6 to 40, which is also the price-sensitive households. And lastly, we have Fit Ravage, which is essentially also the keropok that we have in Malaysia, such as Mr. Potato chips. And they are a strong regional brand in Spain, but particularly in Catalonia, and they are also a growing premium brand. So their packaging are mainly in a premium style packaging, which is clean and modern, but their price range is higher compared to the other brands that I've mentioned already. Their price range is about 6 ringgit to 13 ringgit, which is considered as the premium range. And their main target audience are young adults and working professionals. And its age is around 20 to 40 years of age with a mid to high income. And that is all from me. I'll pass it on to Sishin.
Thank you, Sunny. Now I will presenting the market segmentation part. We have divided our target customer into 4 categories, which are demographic, geographic, psychographic, and behavioral. Starting with the demographic, our target age group is between 18 to 35 years old, which included both male and female. In the term of occupation, the student and urban professional who like to eat convenient snacks, and most of them mainly from lower middle income consumer. Next is geographic segmentation. In Spain, there are regional differences in snack preference. For example, the Mediterranean region prefer lighter snack and chips that are made up of olive oil. On the other hand, for the eastern region people, they prefer more denser and thicker texture. In Spain, the urban areas such as Madrid and Barcelona represent the large portion of urban population, which is 81.9%. In urban area, the demand is high due to the busy lifestyle, and there have strong availability of supermarket and convenience store. Moving on to the psychographic, we have 2 main groups, which are the first is indulgent and taste-oriented consumer. This type of consumer will prioritize taste, crunch, and all the sensory enjoyment because they eat chip as a casual treat or reward. The second is the social lifestyle consumer. They often eat chip on the social event or the relaxation time because the game is linked to spend sharing or social culture. The last is the behavioral. The consumer will eat chip frequently around 1 to 2 times per week, and this represents the snack eating habit. And they're selected to eat chip because it's convenient, and during the eat chip is just eat fast and easily. There no need to cook or any others. No need preparation, they can just on the go snacking. The last is they will eat chip during the screen time, or such as they're watching TV or doing the digital activity. Overall, this will all increase the consumption. That's all from my part. Thank you.
Okay, alright. So now I'll be talking about the targeting. So in the targeting here is basically we basically stating in depth and like particularly prioritizing on who we're going to be focusing and where we're going to be focusing when we expand to Spain. So example first is basically young adults and also urban areas. For young adults, we will be basically focusing on Gen Z and also the millennials, which is 18 years old to 24 years old and also 25 years old to 35 years old. This is basically a wide range. And on top of that, this particular group of people is usually from university students, young professionals, or early career developers as well. So the same goes for urban areas. For urban areas, we'll be focusing on areas and cities like is the most populated, is the most tourist attracted city. For example, Madrid and Barcelona. Scroll down please. So first thing first, I'll be moving towards young adults. So who are the young adults that we'll be focusing on? Which is basically budget-friendly people. Why you say this is because like these are a particular group of people who usually they are basically early entries into their career, or usually most of them are students, so they don't have much money to spend. So if they are still working, you can see over here the graph basically showcases over here that mommy's basically like salary group is actually really low, where they are only earning up to maybe 30,000, which is basically close to about like 2,200, 2,300 a month, which is actually really low. So what they usually prefer is that they prefer things that is affordable, they prefer things that is convenient, and they prefer things that taste good as well. So that's where Mommy Potato Chip comes in. As you can see in my previous slides where my teammate stated that the price is roughly in about $2 to $3. So it's like really cheap and it's like really convenient for them. Scroll down please. So their busy lifestyle. So most of these people are usually really busy in life, whether they can do from assignments, from long working hours or studies, exams and many more stuff like that. So you can see this graph over here showcases that the most amount of time in Spain or in general that people usually eat like snacks or potato chips basically in lunch or during dinner. The reason to this is because they want things to, like basically something that's like on to go, or like something that's ready basically. So like for example like lunch, where like maybe like you're busy something, you just get like a wrap of like potato chips or something like that. You just can eat it and then you're done and you're like you can move on with your day. So scroll down please. High snack consumption. So the details that we are giving on like the young adults, right, we didn't really give out randomly. The reason why we're giving out or why we'll be focusing only on young adults is because of this graph over here. This graph over here basically showcases the amount of potato chips that is consumed by people with different age groups. So as you can see over here, mostly about like 81 to 75% in Gen Z and millennials is the one that is eating potato chips daily or either once a week or either maybe like twice a week and stuff like that. Next please, urban areas. Okay, for urban areas here, we'll be focusing on two cities, which is basically one of the most famous cities in Spain, which is basically Madrid and Barcelona. Why? It's because of their high populated area and their huge tourist attraction that they have. We can see on this graph over here, it showcases that like in a year, there's a lot of people always like goes to these particular two cities over here. Down please. So with this, they like what Mommy can do is basically they can strategically plan their market in a way that they can attract more and more people to purchase their product in an impulsive way and also an impulsive way as well. So the one way that they can do is basically they can put out their product in places like, for example, universities, like colleges, or maybe like for example malls, stores, convenience stores and stuff like that, where they know that there will be a lot of tourist attraction, where they know that they will have still amount of people that will come there on a time-to-time basis. As you can see in this graph over here, people usually visit these particular areas during like maybe the daytime, about like 2 p.m., 2 to 3 p.m. give or take. So this is where Mommy can basically strategically place their products to gain better competitive advantage. So now I'll be giving it towards Sichin. Yes.
For our positioning, we have 3 key elements. The first is affordable value, which our snack is low to medium price, and they will meet a lot of competitors with snack at the mass market. The second is convenient lifestyle. Our consumer most is busy urban lifestyle and they prefer ready to eat portable snack that no need preparation. And the third is unique flavor. This snack introduce special Asian flavors that are not commonly in Spain, and this will meeting the demand of need of flavor diversity and snack innovation. This is our brand positioning map for Mummy Mr. Potato Chip. As we can see, most of the brands are positioned either low price mass market or premium or high price premium market. However, Mummy Mr. Potato Chip is positioning itself at high quality but affordable price, showing strong value advantage. So, the Mummy Mr. Potato Chip introduced affordable and unique flavor that can attract the consumer in Spain. This is all our group reference. That's all for
Alright,
our
now
group
it's for the
presentation.
Q&A session.
Thank you.
Okay. Just now you said the reason why you all choose Mr. Potato is because you think these are most likely to be successful.
Yes.
Are you in future going likely to put to also recommend other things?
Yeah, because like for now, as an early market entry, because like I've mentioned that Mr. Potato is the flagship product for Mummy. It's like one of the most famous products for Mummy that's ever sold. So like we will bring in that product, we bring a strong product to Spain first. If the product is successful, then we bring in the other products as well.
Okay. So far, I think your presentation is quite good. We have a lot of graphs to support it, and looks quite convincing. Okay.
Thank
No
you, Miss.
issues.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.